I didn't even know the music was on this whole time. Oh my god. Oh my god. So let's we gotta do that over now. We gotta do that whole thing over now, bro. We gotta do that whole thing over now, bro. Alright, here we go. Jimbo! Welcome in for another reaction video. It's like the fourth, fifth one. We've been on live for a minute all day today, baby. This comeback should have been impossible. Shout out to the New York Knicks for this winning a championship. This by JxmyHighroller. Shout out to JiiMBOSLICE, always coming out with some banger sports videos, my guy. Always coming out with some banger sports videos, my guy.
In the NBA
Let's
Finals
go ahead and react
virtually a death
to
sentence.
this one
Throughout
right
the
here.
79 final series
I'm in your
in
head,
NBA
buddy.
history, 38 of them.
One, I just want to give it up to both teams again. We gotta give it up to both teams one more time. Spurs did their thing. Knicks did their thing. It was a great NBA Finals. Loved it. That's what we need more of. You feel me? That's what we need more
Reached
of.
the dreaded 3-1 deficit, and only one team has come back from it.
Yep. My glorious king, LeBron. That's the only person that could do shit
And
like
with
this,
that
baby.
being the case, it was imperative that the San Antonio Spurs won Game 4 on Wednesday night in Madison Square Garden to prevent going down 3-1 in the series and give themselves a real chance to win.
Hey, let's keep it 100 though. Spurs won that first one where that shit was, they stunned that crowd. I ain't gonna lie. They did their thing in that game. I ain't gonna lie.
NBA title, and that's exactly what they were on track to doing. Through the first half of Game 4, Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs put together arguably their best half of the entire season. Record-breaking efficiency, stifling defense, and a first half of basketball so dominant that it earned them the third largest lead going into the half in the history of the finals.
76 to 49.
76 to 49. A 27-point chasm separating them.
How much?
To 49. A 27-point
27
chasm separating
points.
them and the New York Knicks.
Y'all seen that halftime show though, right?
Large deficit for the Knicks to overcome.
Wu-Tang, baby. Wu-Tang came out the half. What you think was gonna happen? Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Here we
In fact,
go.
the largest comeback ever achieved in the finals was 24 points.
It's crazy. Hey, me and my boys was talking the whole
worst half of
group chat
basketball
too,
in the history
and
of
I
the
had
finals.
we was going back and forth the whole time. I was like, Knicks go in, Knicks go in. My boy Hollywood, you know he a Spurs fan.
Leading into Game 5.
He was like, hell nah, hell nah.
What transpired?
It was a crazy
over
ass
the next
game, though,
24
bro.
minutes
Crazy
of game
ass
time
game.
was literally the worst half of basketball in the history of the finals.
It's gone! It's gone! 1.2 remaining! Knicks take the lead! Bang! Bang! It's good! The greatest comeback in NBA.
The greatest comeback in NBA history.
Today's video is sponsored by CDs to concerts, promo credits. What we're looking at is a graph.
L snipe. It's alright.
For 10% off.
Here we go. Damn, what's this? Knicks win probability. Oh my god.
What you are looking at is a graph of the live win probability from Game 4 of the NBA Finals, according to unpredictable.
All you had to do is just put like $5. $5. Knicks to win. You probably would have cashed out. No lie.
The San Antonio Spurs played so well
probably
in the
would've
first half
cashed out,
that by
no
the
lie.
end of the first quarter, the Knicks' win probability was already just 17.6%. By halftime,
crazy, bro.
the Knicks' win probability fell to just 1.5%. And with about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, their probability of winning this game was just 1%.
Oh gosh.
1%. Unfortunately for the
1%
Spurs,
of
basketball
winning.
is more than just a game of probability.
1% to win the game. Oh my god. Oh, wait, why did it draw? Damn, what? That was probably like, they hit like 2 threes. Whoa. Whoa.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is a visual
That's the craziest shit ever. on the last second.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is a visual representation of the greatest comeback in the history of the finals, and
That
quite
shit looks
possibly
like a
the history
fucking
of the
6.0
NBA. Because what the Knicks
earthquake.
did on Wednesday night wasn't just improbable, it should have been impossible.
Damn.
How in the world did the Knicks pull this off? Well, you have to see it to believe it.
Yep. Let's see it.
Keldon Johnson goes in hard.
Let's see it.
The tip misses.
The first signs of
Okay,
a
this is
catastrophic meltdown by the Spurs
Third quarter with 8:54 left. 81-54.
all started right about here. With just under 9 minutes left in the third quarter, down 27, Josh Hart brings the ball down the court and feeds OG Anunoby for an easy dunk. The Knicks playing with a tangible
just went
sense of
crazy.
urgency considering their circumstance. The Spurs rebuttal.
I wish we would have seen Tyler Kolek a little bit more, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Is coming back.
I don't know why they shooting so many threes.
A contested 25-footer 4 seconds into the shot clock. Tim Legler was on the call, and his commentary on this possession could not have been more spot on.
And right now, Mike Brown doesn't mind those quick threes by the Spurs. Even if they go in, you want to speed this game up to give your team
Yeah, like, why are you shooting
possessions.
threes?
Just
Run
moments
plays.
later, Jalen Brunson hits a three, putting
Smack.
the Knicks on a 7-0 scoring run while Taylor Swift cosplays as an actual
Hey.
Knicks fan. Spurs call a timeout. Their 7-0 scoring run while Taylor Swift cosplays as an
Hey.
actual Knicks fan. Spurs call a timeout. Their game plan still intact. For now. Just a couple possessions later, after a miss
Yeah,
from
that's
Brunson, the
crazy.
Spurs come down and get into a two-man game with Wemby setting a screen for De'Aaron Fox. Wemby pops out, and Fox passes the ball to absolutely no one.
What are you
Knicks ball, we're going the other
doing?
way. Fortunately for San Antonio, the Knicks do not convert on this possession, so the Spurs have a chance to come down and extend their lead back up to 25.
That's probably when that
With
grab
another deep,
dropped.
wildly contested three-pointer that, of course, doesn't fall. The Knicks,
Nope.
on the other hand, come
Still
down,
shooting
move
threes.
the ball around until they find OG in the corner for this open look.
Oh
The
my
lead now down
God.
to 19.
He thought
Knicks
that shit
on a
so
10-0
high.
run. At this point, one can only assume the Spurs will probably stop shooting early
He shot
shot
that
clock
shit
threes
so
and
high.
really get into their half-court offense, right?
Points, Brunson with 22. They've got 44 of the 62.
Three.
Johnson wide open.
Nope.
Can't hit.
Right. Well, at least on the next
Yep.
possession, the Spurs do a better job at getting into something that resembles a coherent offensive
Here we
set.
go. What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Fox
Fox step
playing
back.
4.
It's another highly contested
Sharks.
step back three. And another miss.
My guy going to the
What's
Sharks.
worse than another missed three?
Cornette checks in. Hart tries a three.
Another made 3.
Giving up another three on the other end just 27 seconds later. The Knicks now on a 13-0 run. Eventually, the Spurs
Yeah,
got back on
13-0.
track and maintained their lead over the next 6
Oh,
minutes.
he broke his ankles, though.
Run. Eventually, the Spurs got back
Still
on
broke his
track
ankles.
and
Oh,
maintained
he
their
stepped
lead
on his
over the
foot.
next 6 minutes.
Stepped on his
Slowly
foot, stepped
working
on his
down
foot.
the clock and holding off the Knicks, which in and of itself was a miracle considering how poorly they were playing. Throughout the third quarter, the
Damn,
Spurs
it was
attempted
still
was a miracle considering how poorly
Damn,
they
it
were
was still
playing. Throughout
90
the
to
third quarter, the
72,
Spurs attempted
bro.
20 shots. They hit 4 of them. In fact,
Damn.
they had more turnovers
Oh my
than
gosh.
they did made shots in the quarter. At the start of the quarter, the Spurs had a 27-point lead. By the end of it, their
OG
lead was
went
just 15.
dumb mode.
But that was some of the worst basketball the Spurs had played all season, especially considering the first half they just put up. It would take
Yeah,
an
that was
unprecedented,
kinda weird.
horrific collapse to follow up that third quarter with an even worse fourth quarter.
Cornette checks in. Hart tries a three. Hart hits a three.
9:16 left in the
Suddenly it's
fourth
cut to
quarter
16. That's
with
13
1%
straight.
left.
Alvarado tries a three.
Shebang bang.
Beautiful pass inside. Bridges.
Hey.
Shot clock winding down. Towns.
Ain't no
off the
way.
bounce, step
Ain't
back,
no
puts
way.
up the three. It's
Ain't
good.
no way.
Alvarado and Brown.
Another foul too.
Bounce, step back, puts up the three. It's good.
Offensive foul.
Shot clock
That was an
winding down.
offensive
Towns
foul.
Off the bounce,
Kick the
step
leg
back,
out.
Puts up the three. It's good.
Don't matter though.
Alvarado and
Got it.
Brunson.
Bah.
Three-pointer's good.
Yeah, bye.
6 pointers for Anunoby.
You ever watch a game and see some stuff that can only be attributed to what feels like fate? Despite the adjustments, despite the attention to detail or the effort, it just seems like there's an outcome that is destined to happen. This was
Yeah,
one of those
crazy,
games.
man.
After having one of the greatest offensive halves in
I just feel
playoff
like
history,
them coming
regardless
back,
of the
it
looks
didn't
the Spurs
matter
got,
'cause,
they struggled to get them to fall. And regardless of the looks the Knicks got, they couldn't
Like-
seem to miss. And after another
I
run
don't
from the
know.
Knicks, the Spurs lead is now cut to just 11 points. Now, some of this can be attributed to experience. Some of it can be attributed to focus and sticking to a game plan. and some of it is sheer luck. But when you're witnessing a professional basketball player doing a
Whoa,
balancing
whoa.
act, tiptoeing the backcourt in the midst of a historic comeback before heaving the ball to the opposing team, one may begin to believe there's a greater force at work here. I am sitting at home on the other side of the country, and I can physically feel the Knicks' momentum from my couch. Coming back down the court, the Knicks got the ball to Cat in the corner. But he's got Wemby on him, the defensive player of the year, one of the best defenders of all time. Surely, he doesn't just go right at him and get another bucket here.
Yes, he does.
Towns fakes,
Yes, he does.
goes inside, stops, flips it up, shot.
Hello.
Of course he does. The lead, now just 9 points. Madison Square Garden is in mass hysteria. With a chance to swing the game back in their favor, the Spurs come back down the court. And considering their circumstance and what has occurred over the last 18 minutes, do you think they, A, work the ball around until they get a good look, B, feed the ball to their 7'5" alien superstar rolling to the basket, or C, do the exact same thing that got him into this mess and take another early three-pointer?
They cannot do that one.
Champagny can't get it.
If you said option C, you are correct. But look, the Spurs forced a turnover on the other end. They've got another chance to build this lead back up on the fast break.
Oh, here we go.
Any guesses as to what they will do on this crucial, potentially momentum-swinging possession?
Castle may have gotten a piece of it. Fox kicks it out. Vassell,
Shabong.
right side, three-pointer, can't get
Oh,
it.
you gotta make those.
You
Damn.
can't make it up. Down on the other end, Jalen Brunson works his
they was
magic
throwing
and makes
it?
a tough layup off the glass to shrink the lead to just 7. The Knicks are now on a 17-4 run against the youngest, most
17-4?
inexperienced finals team in league history. Now would probably be a good time to call a timeout.
That's kind of weird, right?
Searching. Anunoby on him. Fox steps back.
Oh, he
jumps in,
crossed
puts it up,
him.
can't
Still
get
missed
Wemby
it.
tips it out of bounds. Nick Ball.
99,
Or
92.
not. The Knicks come back down the other way and immediately set a screen for Brunson. Why is Wemby guarding a 6'0"
92.
Jose Alvarado 20 feet away from the basket? I don't know. But after the switch, he's now on Brunson. But now
Damn,
he's
so I
dropping
guess,
back to play strong side
either
help with
Taco
Champagny
Bell,
in the
Wiener
corner. The
Schnitzel,
Knicks swing the ball to the other wing,
or
and there's
low-key
Wemby
El
right on time to
Loco
help.
now.
And guarding this corner man is
One of those
Champagny.
three.
But wait, he was supposed to be in the opposite corner, which means someone's open.
Off the
Uh-oh.
bounce. Corner three. Anunoby.
Corner 3. Oh, that's a beautiful view.
4-point game. Timeout, San Antonio.
One possession game. Mitch Johnson realizes he has the autonomy to call a timeout. Larry David is losing his mind.
That's
and
crazy.
the world is ending. Or at least it feels like it is, if you're a Spurs fan. But there's still hope. After trading a few buckets, the Spurs maintain their 4-point lead until there's about 2:20 left on the clock, and Jalen Brunson hit this three over Wemby.
Shot clock at 5. Brunson fires
You
up
gotta
a
have
three.
some
Puts it
balls to
in.
shoot that right
1-point
there.
game.
Oh my God.
A three. Puts.
Like, what made you
Shot clock at 5.
even
Brunson
think
fires
about
up a three. Puts it in. 1-point game. This
Shabang!
building is shaking right now.
You ever
That was
see a
crazy.
dagger that wasn't a game winner or a go-ahead bucket? Well, you just did, because it is now just a 1-point game, and the Spurs are in a state of shock. How do I know this? Because on the very next possession, De'Aaron Fox, the team veteran, a starting
They
point
turn it
guard
up
in the
Swifty
NBA
turning up in the
Finals,
front.
state of
Look at
shock.
Swifty in the front.
How do I know this?
Look at Swifty right here in the front. Eyes right here in the front.
Because
turn
on the
up.
very next possession, De'Aaron Fox, the team
On the
veteran,
turn up.
a starting point guard in the NBA Finals, did this.
What did he do? Don't tell me he did some dumb shit.
Fox throws it away.
After 2 quarters of some of the most appalling basketball you've ever seen, this should have been the
Damn.
nail in the coffin for the Spurs and their hopes of winning this game.
Yup, it's
Josh
over.
Hart ahead of the pack.
But
holds it up.
not so
Oh,
fast,
missed
buddy.
the layup.
He got too
But it
excited.
wasn't. Miraculously,
Started thinking about
Josh
them
Hart missed
highs.
this wide open layup
After the
that
game,
would
he
have put the
said,
Knicks up
"I'm
by
about to get out
1.
of
And despite their
hub.
best efforts to lose it, the
No.
Spurs still have the lead. And on the
Oh
very
my
next
God.
possession, Wemby gets fouled and sent to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Now, Wemby is an excellent free throw shooter with a career playoff free throw percentage of 85%. He's also the future face of the NBA in a potential
shit was
legacy-defining moment of his
crazy.
career. Under most circumstances,
that?
this trip to the line would put the
They're
Spurs
gay.
up by 3 points. But
What's
this
happening?
is far from most circumstances.
And got that up on the glass. Credit Castle for creating
Nah,
those footsteps behind him.
bro.
Wembanyama misses a free throw. The greatest comeback in NBA Finals history. Missed them both.
Oh my God.
0 for 2. The lead
How you miss
still
both?
just 1 point. Or at least it was.
At 6, Castle on him now. Brunson, stutter dribble, drives inside, goes up, floaters up. It's good.
Oh, you know we gotta play that.
Bang! Bang!
That shit
It's
was
good.
crazy when we did that
This
shit.
entire game,
I'm fucking
the Knicks
hungry.
take
I need to
the
eat some
lead
food,
with just
bro.
over a minute left on the clock. If this game ended right here, what you just witnessed is already the most improbable, most unbelievable sequence of events in the history of the finals.
Why my
But
comments not
somehow,
popping up?
Despite there being just a minute 22 left on the clock, this game is far from over. Thanks to a pair of free throws from Stephon Castle, the Spurs regain a 1-point lead with just 30 seconds left on the clock. And on the very next possession, this happens.
Picks it out in the corner. Brunson gets it back. Brunson
That
on the
shit-
drive. The floater's up. Shot
Oh
won't go.
my
Rebound
God.
deflected. In the backcourt. Fox has a chance to get.
Pause it. NBA players are the best basketball players on the planet. In
Yeah, of
spite of
course.
this, they still
doubt.
often make mistakes.
Right.
And in the finals, these mistakes tend to live on in infamy. For every great, career-defining playoff moment, there are equally as many infamous
doubt,
blunders
right?
that stick with a player long after they retire. What you're about to witness is one of those mistakes.
Fox has it inside. Blocked by Anunoby. 9 seconds remaining. 6 seconds remaining.
That was backcourt.
9 seconds.
Did he go backcourt?
Fox has it inside. Blocked by Anunoby.
No, I mean, we already watched the game, obviously, but I ain't gonna lie. I think that was backcourt.
6 seconds
I
remaining.
feel like it was backcourt.
And Mike Brown, where they call a foul.
With less than 14 seconds on the clock, the Spurs were up by 1 with possession of the ball. De'Aaron Fox could have wasted time off the clock and forced the Knicks to foul. He could have called a timeout.
Yeah, he should have
He
called
could have
timeout,
cleared it out
bro.
and passed it to a teammate.
Wait, they have
Instead,
timeouts left?
He went up for a layup and got blocked, giving the Knicks one more chance to win this
do
game.
that?
But of all the unlikely things to occur in this game to bring us to this point, converting on a bucket with less than 6 seconds on the clock, down 1 in the finals is about as unlikely as any. Dating back to 1997, the beginning of the play-by-play
Wait, did my
era,
thing
there have only
update? That should have been another
6
follower
go-ahead
low-key,
baskets
bro.
in the finals.
We should be at
with
9
less than
out of
6
10 now.
seconds
We
left
should be
in the
9
game.
out of 10.
All 6 of these buckets cemented as some of the most clutch, legacy-defining moments
Did
in
it?
modern
No, it
NBA
hasn't updated
history.
yet.
Even after their historic, unprecedented
I don't know why this shit
comeback,
taking so
the
long.
Knicks still had to pull off what has only happened 6 times in the last 30 years. What are the odds that they can pull it off? About as unlikely as everything that led them to this point.
Yeah.
It might just go flat for Jalen Brunson, allow him to operate at the top.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Brunson gets it, fires
Shooters.
it away.
Not so fast.
The tip, it's good.
Bang!
With 1.2 remaining. Knicks take the
Oh
lead.
my God, I wish I was in New York.
It's 106.
Oh my God, Fiber.
The mayor at the Garden. They
Bro,
can't
I wish I
believe
was
it.
out there with
The
y'all.
greatest comeback in NBA playoff history. The Knicks
Damn.
pull off a miracle comeback and lead it 3 games to 1. Now 1 win away from a title.
And that, my friends,
Yeah, that
is
was
the greatest
crazy.
comeback in NBA
I ain't
history.
gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out JxmyHighroller for that one right there. I ain't gonna lie, that one was crazy, my guy. That one was crazy right there. What a great NBA season that was. What a great NBA season. Shout out to the Knicks again. Shout out to the Knicks.
History, and you will see a list of
God damn, chill, bro. Shout out to the Knicks one more time. Let's go ahead and we'll do one more reaction. Let's do one more reaction.